Well, folks, that was quite the roller coaster of emotions. Congratulations to the Buffalo Bills and their incredible fans, the Bills Mafia. Guys have ended a solid playoff drought. Head back to the playoffs, so congratulations to them. That was, I mean, what a crazy game. The Cincinnati Bengals, I mean, they came out, playing an incredibly complete game to start off. Again, this is the prototypical situation for, how I thought the Marvin Lewis era would end here in Cincinnati. The way the game was going, it just, the second half, lack of second half adjustments, I figured would kill this team again. But they were able to obviously come back and get it done. They start off, unfortunately right now, NFL.com is not, producing the statistics like I was hoping. So I can't really give you any statistical data right now at this point in time. But the first drive of the game, if you go back, the Bengals looked, it was methodical, looked fantastic as they were, going right down the field. Dalton to Tyler Kroft. So they take a 7-0 lead, to start the game off. And it just, they just continue to roll. Bengals looked fantastic in that first half. They just looked really, really good. They looked really strong against a Ravens team that they had, win, they're in, and they just all they had to do was take care of business, and the Bengals, got to give them credit. They just, they did what they could to ruin that. They did it last week against the Lions, which also, on a side note, I will hopefully be putting up a reaction for that as well. Obviously, with the holidays, and I had sick kids, I couldn't get anything out posted. So, but. Back to this game, though, a 31-27 victory over a team that, like I said, they were fighting for their playoff lives. They win, they're in. Bengals, once again, knock off a division foe and ruin those playoff chances. In this case, this was a depleted defensive unit who, they just, They struggled mightily in the second half, and that's a lot of it because the fact that the offense couldn't get anything going. And I tweeted out a couple times that it was going to be the lack of offense in the second half, which was going to be their downfall. Unfortunately for the Bengals, they were able to get it done. Andy Dalton, he gets the job done right at the end of the game here with a beautiful pass to Tyler Boyd, who makes the play with the yards after catch and ends the playoff hopes of the Baltimore Ravens and again boosts the hopes of the Buffalo Bills as they are once again back in the playoffs there. But again, in trying to, there we go. And then looking at Andy Dalton so far today, 23 of 44, 222 yards, 3 touchdowns. He did have an interception, but it was obviously a callback due to the penalty. Bengals get it done on the ground again. 18 rushes for 96 yards for Joe Mixon, who again I can't continue to praise him any more than what I do. Joe Mixon is going to be a star, plain and simple. He's going to be a star. Giovanni Bernard, 10 rushes for 52 yards. Again, he gets it done. Tyler Kroft, he had 2 touchdown receptions. Tyler Boyd with the touchdown reception there. So finally AJ Green, it took a while, but he was able to get on the stat sheet there. Tyler Kroft though was the big guy. He had the 6 receptions for the 53 yards. His longest was 20 yards. Tyler Kroft again comes through big. He seemed to come through when they've needed it the most, and he's done a great job of coming through this season. Giovanni Bernard, 6 receptions for 18 yards. His longest was 11. Obviously, Giovanni Bernard is huge out of the backfield. Plain and simple, once again gets it done again today. Tyler Boyd steps up. He had the 49-yard touchdown. It was his 5 receptions for 91 yards was crucial as well. Brandon LaFell, again, steps up again. Another big day for Brandon LaFell, on just 2 receptions. But it's still a big day. He had 35 yards receiving, but 22 of those were on 1 catch. That was his longest catch of the day. AJ Green only showed up twice. He was targeted a lot. Unfortunately, a couple of passes just weren't catchable, or he couldn't make the play or couldn't get his foot down. But Joe Mixon did fumble today. That was the one turnover there. Randy Bullock, he had a crucial field goal, 32-yarder, and he also added the 4 extra points. So Kevin Huber in a game where Kevin Huber did not have he just wasn't his day. He did have a long punt of 55, but didn't have any inside the 20, which is it's pretty unique to see a Kevin Huber game where he just doesn't have any punts that are inside the 20. Defensively, I mean, Vinny Ray, he had 8 total tackles, assisted on 2 others. Nickerson added 7. The defense was, like I said, for a defensive unit that was really depleted, they were able to get it done. Darqueze Dennard with the huge pick 6. That was, that was a big play, a big play in this game. Carlos Dunlap with the big sack on 3rd down. Right in the last drive on Flacco was another crucial play. This team, defensively, they continue to get it done, and just when the offense continues to stutter and stall, they just the defense continues to play fairly well. And again, without Vontaze Burfict, who's been out, again there's no. Let's see. Okay, I was going to say William Jackson. He assisted on 1 tackle, but that was pretty much it for him. But you don't have Adam Jones. There's some bigger names that are not that were down, and guys continue to step up. Joe Flacco, he held him to just over 200 yards throwing today. He was 25 of 47 for 203 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. So obviously, and that pick was crucial. That was the pick 6 by Darqueze Dennard. Collins rushed for 78 yards on 20 carries. His longest was 17, which was a touchdown rush that he had. Obviously, Allen added 37 yards on 5 rushes. His longest was 19. So the Bengals really did a great job of keeping the rushing game down. I mean, they did a great job. In the first half, the Bengals dominated the time of possession. They really did a great job of taking control of the game. Especially on the clock. I mean, they were doubling up at one point. I think it was in the second quarter. They had run like 40. I forget how many played, but they basically doubled up the Ravens offensively, and that was play-wise. I mean, that's crucial. The longer you can keep a defense out there, obviously the better off you're going to be, and that's what happened. The play that I thought was going to be the one that was going to be our downfall was the Chris Moore touchdown, but right before that he had the 87-yard punt or kickoff return, and you felt the air go out, and you could see Andy Dalton on the sidelines after driving them down the field or whatever, and it just you get a 32-yard field goal. It takes 12 plays, 63 yards, and I mean it was a gutsy drive by the Bengals right at the end of the half, and then there you go. There's an 87-yard kickoff return, and it's just you sit there and you shake your head at what this team's doing. And Andy Dalton, like I said, he lowered his head and put his hand his head in his hands. He kind of knew, and sure enough, the next play was a 6-yard touchdown pass from Flacco to Moore, who deserved it after that long return. And that's when you kind of felt that things were going to be not going our way. But third quarter, then like I said, you get an 89-yard interception return by Darqueze Dennard. That kind of you keep it going on your side, and that's what you just have to do. And the Bengals continuously seem to shoot themselves in the foot offensively, and that's been the case this whole season. This has been an awkward season. The Bengals are going to finish 7-9, and great on them. And I got to give them all the credit in the world. They did not quit on Marvin Lewis like I thought they would. I truly believe that they would, maybe not quit per se, but let's face it, I didn't think they were going to win the last 2 games, and I'm the first one to go out there and say that. I was on the record saying that. And I said it numerous times that they would not win these last 2 games. I thought last week was a fluke against the Lions, but damn, they played a complete football game against the Detroit Lions and really took it to them. So I got to give Nick Semino some serious credit on that one for telling me that they were going to win, because I told him he was out of his mind He actually also called this victory today, which I told him again he was out of his mind. So I got to give you props to that one, Nick, as well. But Bengals continued to get things done, and you got to give him credit for not giving up on Marvin Lewis, who seems to be out the door now. This seems to be his last game with the Cincinnati Bengals, and if that's the case, good on him. Again, I've said it numerous times, and I'll continue to say it again. What he's done for this organization is nothing short of awesome. He brought this team back from the depths of football hell, it seemed like, back in the 2000s, the early 2000s, when he took over, and it just things seem lost here in this city. With the coaching hires that had gone on, and the growing disdain for Mike Brown and the Brown family for where this franchise was headed, for him to step out, and he had between him and Tom Coughlin was Mike Brown was like either Lewis or Coughlin, and you couldn't go wrong with either one, because Marvin obviously had a proven track record as a defensive coordinator and how great he was. And Tom Coughlin's Tom Coughlin. I mean, plain and simple. And he obviously went on to win 2 Super Bowls with the Giants. And, like I said, you couldn't go wrong with either one. And so if this was indeed the last game of Marvin Lewis's tenure, thank you. Thank you, Marvin, for all you've done. You added a lot of hope to this city, football-wise. Unfortunately, we couldn't get over the hump. And that's sadly going to be the legacy here, is going to be the fact that they could get there but just couldn't get over that hump. But that's, again, that's part of it. But, again, if that's, like I said, I was the first one to say I thought it was pretty fitting that, the Bengals would go out flat on their face, losing a bunch of games right at the end of their at the end of their season against obviously some damn good teams. The Ravens are good. The Lions are a solid team. You had absolutely you got your ass whooped by the Chicago Bears in a game that everyone was stunned by. Obviously they looked lifeless against the Vikings, but that's when after a couple of those games, after the Pittsburgh loss on Monday night, you felt that this team was done and that they would probably quit. Like I said, and just when I say quit, I mean you're no longer playing for pride. You're just kind of going through the motions, and that's how I truly felt. That's how this season would end. And they didn't do that. Andy Dalton goes out there and has just a ballsy drive right at the end of this game, and gets them to victory. And Andy Dalton, I will continue to say, is a damn good quarterback. He's not going to go out there and win you a Super Bowl by himself. He's not a Drew Brees. He's not a Tom Brady. He's just not one of those quarterbacks. But he's not a quarterback that's going to lose you a game. And I'm going to continue to say that. I'm going to, I will scream that from the highest mountain. But damn it, Andy Dalton's going to get you games like this today. 23 of 44 for 222 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no picks. Those are the kind of games you're going to get from Andy Dalton. And as a fan, and as a blogger, and damn it, I'll take that all day long. I will. I'm sorry, but hate me if you want for it. But that's how I feel, and I'm all for Andy Dalton being our quarterback, because that's the kind of stuff he's going to give you. And there's going to be some games where he's going to have a ballsy drive right at the end of a game and win you a game. And there's also going to be games where he goes out there and has a 3 quarterback rating like he did against the Browns a couple of years ago, and you're just going to shake your head. That's what you're going to get. But you know what? There's some serious talent on this team, and we know that. You've got, like I said, Joe Mixon, Giovanni Bernard. That's a damn good running back tandem. With Dalton at quarterback, you got A.J. Green. Alex Erickson, I think he adds a lot, especially in the receiving game, because you don't know, he adds a couple nice plays here and there. Obviously, Tyler Kroft at the tight end position. God only knows what we're going to get from Tyler Eifert if he comes back. We don't know. Brandon LaFell, one of the best free agent signings in the franchise history, in our recent memory at least. Obviously, you got A.J. Green, who's one of the best wide receivers in the league. there's some serious talent on this team, and I think if you get the right, depending on what happens coaching wise, like I said, if it's going to be Katie Blackburn's first hire or if it's Mike Brown's last hire, it's going to be interesting because I think if it goes to Katie, I think if it's her first, she's going outside of the organization. Jack Del Rio is open now. There's a guy. He just got fired by the Oakland Raiders right after their game today. Jack Del Rio, I think, would be an interesting hire here. He would add a lot. Definite disciplinarian. With that being the case, you could see something like that and have him bring in his own guys. Somebody inside the organization, I've said all along, Darren Simmons, I think would be a solid hire. But I think something has to change, obviously, with the offense. Just the way that Bill Lazor, like I said, I've said it numerous times, I thought Bill Lazor would add a lot when he came in and was hired or promoted to offensive coordinator. It just didn't seem to turn out like we had thought originally. The offense continues to sputter in the second half, but then again, a lot of that falls on Marvin Lewis and the lack of adjustments in the second half. That's the Marvin Lewis tenure that we're going to remember sadly, as a lot of fans will look back and just see that there's numerous games where there was no second half adjustments. That's the situation here. They just, you can't continue to win football games if you don't make the adjustments in the second half. This one they were able to squeak it out, and plain and simple, they got it done. But overall, you got to give the Bengals credit for this gutsy win. This was a crucial win for them. Like I said, you go 11 plays, 90 yards in a minute 59 to end the game and crush your division rivals' playoff hopes. It's pretty impressive. And like I said, I got to give all the credit in the world to this team for not giving up, especially when you hear all the media reports that your head coach is possibly out the door. So again, up and down season for this team. But stay tuned, as I'm gonna take a couple days to digest everything, and I'm gonna come back with another postseason reaction and kind of break down a little more overall the season, and kind of go from there. But overall it was a crucial. What are you talking about? Explain a little more on the crucial part. I'm not sure what I said there, but but again, like I said, it's they were able to. What was crucial? Tell me what I said was crucial. I don't know what you're saying there. But again, like I said, overall it was an interesting season, up and down, but. As always, thank you guys so much for the support there, and continue to watch the videos. I truly appreciate it. Feel free to obviously to comment on all the post game videos. It'd be great. Again, like I said, I'll be coming back here in a couple days to kind of give a full season breakdown. Down the road here in the next couple days. So again, as always, thank you guys so much for your support. Check out. I would greatly appreciate that. I'd be all for it. I would definitely be all for it. So, at least the second half, coach, I can at least offer that up. But again, as always, thank you guys so much for all your support. Stay tuned with me here because I will be doing some videos, at least for the Major League Baseball coming up, and also FC Cincinnati. Look for a podcast if you are in the Cincinnati area and a big soccer fan. I'm hoping to get another podcast up with Kyle Phillips from he does our Studs Up Soccer show as well. He's also done a couple of the Dangle and Snipe hockey shows with me as well. So look for that coming up here this week. Thank you guys as always for your support. I cannot thank you guys enough. I truly cannot thank you. your support and, the constant feedback and everything like that. It's what keeps me going. I've always wanted to do something like this and get these kind of things out there because hell, I went to school for journalism. Want to get it out there anyway and kind of do this. It's a lot of fun, and whether you agree with me or not, or call me high like one of the viewers just quoted a little bit ago. It's great. This is the reason why I do it. I truly appreciate it, as always. I'm hoping to get back here on FeelTheImpactSports.com a lot more here. Now that the holidays are over, everything's kind of calming down. As always, check out FeelTheImpactSports.com, which is where these are. Also, my YouTube page. And feel free to interact with me on Twitter, at I am Chris Asbrock. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you guys so much. Have yourselves a safe and happy New Year tonight. Enjoy 2018 because 2017 was a little up and down, but make sure your 2018 is a lot better. And again, hope everyone has a safe and happy New Year. Thank you guys so much and take care.